Hi everyone, hope you're well. This week we are going to start with lesson number 7 in numeracy. Last week we looked at double digit multiplication and how we can use different strategies to do that. This week we're going to do something completely new, and we're going to look at how we can use our multiplication skills to help us do double digit division. Let's start off this lesson with a bit of refresher on what we did in division the last time. So we started off with questions like this. If I remember rightly, I gave you the same question and asked you to answer it in 3 different ways. Let's have a quick look at this and let's go through the steps that we looked at the last time. So we've got 129 divided by 3. We've picked out information from an imaginary word problem and we've come down to the numbers. So what are we going to do? Well, what we know is we've got to share 129 things with 3 equal groups. The answer will be how many is in one group. So first thing we need to do is draw our bar. As you can see, I've drawn my bar now. Now the whole bar from here to here is going to be worth 129, and I've split it into 3 sections because I'm sharing it out with 3 people. So what I need to do is figure out how much I can put in each one. So I'm going to start my biggest place value, which is 100, and see if I can give each of these 3 boxes, or 3 imaginary people, 100. Now I can see I've only got 100 and I've got 3 boxes, so I can't do that. So I'm going to go down to another number, which is quite big, which is 50. I know 50 is quite a large number I could give out. I could put 50 here and 50 there. I've not got enough to do that. So what I'm going to do is go down to 20. I can definitely give all 3 people a 20, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to give this person 20, I'm going to give the middle one 20, and I'm going to give the end one 20 as well. Okay, that means I've given out 60, so I'm going to remember that I've taken 60 off this, which leaves me with 69. So I can see, I know there's 3 20s and 60, so I'm going to give it another 20, 20, 20, 20. If you had to go down to 10s to give that out, that's fine. So that leaves me with just 9 left to give out. So I know 9 divided by 3 is 3, so I can give each person 3. Now, when we're dividing, we're not looking at the total, which is what we're doing when we multiply, because we're adding the same thing again and again and again. What we're doing is looking at just how much one person gets. So all I need to do is add 1 box up. So I've got 20, add 20, which is 40, add 3 is 43. The answer should be, and it is, 43. Let's double check our workings and our answer with bus stop method, which would be how some of you would approach that task. So let's do that down here. So we're going to put our 3 here, and we're going to have our 129 under the bus stop. Now, remember last time when we did division, I showed you how to do this with the bars. So let's do that again. So this time, we're going to start at the highest place again. We're going to try and share out 1 into 3 groups. So there's my box, 3 bits. I'm going to share out this 1 into 3 bits. Oh, I can't do that. Can I make a group of 3 with just 1 item? No, I can't. So how many groups of 3 have I got here? I've got none. So my 0 will go above here. I'm going to carry my 1 over to see if I can get rid of it and cancel it out in the next column. So instead of having 2 in here, I've now got 12 to get rid of. So again, I'm going to come across and draw my bar of 3. This time I'm going to give out 12. So I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now remember, we're only focusing on 1 box. There's 4 in 1 box, so I'm going to come across and put that here. There's no remainder, so I don't need to add anything to my 9, but it means I need to share out 9 things into my 3 boxes. So again, come across, 3, I'm going to give it 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at 1 box. I've got 3. You can see we've got the same answer, 43. But what if there was a quicker way to do that without drawing so much and needing to think backwards of what I can give out? What if we could use our multiplication skills using this 3 to help us take away bigger chunks at a time? This is the method we're going to look at today. It's called chunking. Let's have a look at this same problem again and let's try chunking to figure it out. Right, let's have a look at chunking now. So we've started again with our question at the top, 129 divided by 3. And this time I've drawn the bar, but you'll notice instead of putting it into 3 equal sections, I've written the total in here. So this is the total we've started with, and eventually we're going to end up figuring out how many 3s are inside this. So what we're going to do is use multiplication to help us. So we're going to try and take a chunk of this away, and we're going to write down how much of a chunk we've taken away each time. So there's my bar underneath. You can see, it doesn't matter if it's perfectly neat, you get the idea. So we're going to have a look at this 3. Now, we're going to say 3 times something is an amount. So I could, usually what you would start off in this method is you would try and multiply by 10 or 100. I'm going to try 3 times 100, 300. Now, I can't take away 300 from this because it gives me a negative number, so I can't use 100. I could use 10. 3 times 10 is 30. I could take away 30 from this. But because I've got prior knowledge, I'm going to do 3 times 20. Now 3 times 20 is 60. So what I'm going to do is take away 60 from this, and that leaves me with 69 left to get rid of, which I'm going to put over here. So this is the number I've got left to get rid of. And on this side, I'm going to write down the chunk that I've taken away. Now I haven't taken away 60, I've taken away that in value, but the number of 3's I've taken away is 20. So my answer, I'm going to add up the chunks of value, not the chunk I've taken away. So I'm going to put in 20 in here. So at the moment, I've taken away 20 groups of 3, and that's left me with 69 when I started with 129. Let's do another bar now, and let's see if we can take away another chunk. So down we come again. Again, I can see I've got 69, so I'm going to take away another 3 times 20. I'm going to take away another 20 groups of 3, because that's 60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split up this bar, we'll see what's left. So I've taken away 60, that should leave me with just 9 over here. So you can see we started off with a massive chunk we hadn't touched, and we've nearly halved it, and now we've only got 9 left. So I've taken away another chunk of 20, 20, add 20 is what I've taken away. Finally, I'm going to do my bar again. I've got 9 left, so down we come. I know that 3 times 3 is 9, so I have taken away 3 chunks of 3 this time, and that leaves me with my final amount. So that means I've taken away 20 chunks to start with, then I took away another 20 chunks to start with, secondly, and then finally I took away 3 chunks, which left me with 43. So all you can see that I've done is I had 20 and 23, I've taken them away each time, and I've got the answer 43. Let's try that with a bigger number. Right, we're going to jump into doing 2-digit division now. So we've got 2,460 divided by 20. Now, we're going to use the chunking strategy. So in this bar, we're not going to split it into 20 boxes. That would take us quite a while. What we're going to do is know that this bar is the total we started with. So it's 2,460. Now, we're going to have a think. We're going to take away chunks of 20. So if we multiply 20 by something, what can we take away? Let's have a think. So 20 times 10 would be 200. We could take that away, but we could also go one bigger. Let's times it by 100. That gives us 2,000. That's a big chunk we can take away straight away. That means we've taken away 100 groups of 20 in one go. So let's see what that leaves us with. We're going to take away 2,000, which was 100 chunks of 20, and that'll leave us with 460. Now we've still got quite a lot left, but we've taken a massive chunk out of this. Let's see if we can do another one. Down we come. This time we're not looking at 2,460, we've only got 460 left. We're still multiplying by 20 because that's what we're dividing up. So 20. I'm going to times it by 10 this time, because that gives me a nice easy number of 200. So this time I'm going to take away a group of 10. So I'm taking away 200 from this, which leaves me with 260, which would be about there. And that means I've taken away a group of 100 plus a group of 10. So at the moment I've taken away 110 groups of 20. I've not got rid of it all, but let's see if we can keep going. I'm going to go down again. Some of you will have seen that I could have done this quicker. Again, we're going to do 20 times 10 because I can still take away a group of 10. Again, I know that's 200. Remember to write down your workings at the side. So I'm going to take away 200 from this. If I split this up, that leaves me with 60. But that means I've taken away groups of 100 and 10 and 10. Now, I've got 60 left. I wonder if anybody else is thinking while I'm drawing this how I can do this in one go. Hopefully this is what you've thought. I could do 20 times 1, which is 20, and I could do that 3 times to get rid of 60. Now, if I can do that 3 times, it means I can do 20 times 3. 20 times 3 is 60. Now, what we know is we've only got 60 left, so I know there's not going to be a remainder here. 20 times 3 is 60, which means I've got rid of anything over here, and I just need to add up the chunks of 20 I've taken away. So you can see I've got 100, 10, 10 and 3. I've got the same here, 100, 10, 10 and 3. If I add all these together, 100 add 10 is 110, add another 10, 120, add 3, 123. The answer is 123. What we're going to do now is we're going to do one step by step together. I want to see these workings in your maths submitted work this week. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at this question. We've got 3,630 divided by 30. We're going to do this step by step. So what is step 1? You're right, let's draw the total value bar. So you're going to draw me one big bar here. I'm going to put the total amount in, 3,630. Pause the video, draw that now. Hopefully we've got that. What I'm going to let you do now is go through the steps. So the first step is going to be to get rid of the biggest chunk of 30 you can. Try and think about easy numbers to work with. So multiply by hundreds, multiply by tens. When you get near the bottom, you might have to multiply by smaller numbers, but try and get rid of as many hundreds and tens as you can straight away. Pause the video, chunk it down as far as you can. I can tell you now there will not be any remainders, and we'll have a look at my workings, see if they're similar to yours, and hopefully we'll get the same answer. Pause the video and give it a go. Let's have a look at the workings then. So you can see I started off by thinking what's the biggest chunk I can take away. So I decided I'm going to take away 100 chunks of 30. 100 times 30 is 3,000. This is going back to what we did in class when we did multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000, 3,000. I took that away, that leaves me with 630. The next time I came down, some of you won't have done this, some of you have times it by 10 and then by 10 again, that's fine, but I realised that 3 times 2 is 6, need that 20, I could do 600 in one go. So that's what I've done. I've taken away the chunk of 100 above, the chunk of 20 here, that leaves me with 30. And then finally, I've got 30 left. One group of 30 is 30. So I've taken away 100 at the top, then a chunk of 20, a chunk of 1, add them together, 121. You can see the answer is 121. Hopefully you got the same answer as me. Okay, I think it's time to get started on the questions now. I hope the explanation has made sense, so let's just go over the steps before you get let loose on the questions. To do the chunking method, the first thing you need to do is know that the top bar is the whole value, that is the big number. And then you take the other number, which you're sharing it out with, and you need to multiply that in chunks. Take that away each time, add up the number of times you've chunked the number, and that will give you your total. I'm going to tell you now that none of the examples I'm going to give you in this lesson have got remainders. We'll have a look at that in the next lesson. So make sure that you do the chunking. I want to see the drawings, and hopefully you find that strategy okay. Good luck. Any questions, as always, let me know. Make sure you leave your mistakes in and mark your work before handing it in.